So, add a dash of insightful bants, a sprinkle of a whole heap of chat, and a big fat dollop of Home Sweet Home.
And don't forget the reggae sauce, Lord of mercy.
Ah, well, it sounds like we've got the ingredients of a great show. So welcome to 1HEART Live.
Come again, 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 come again.
On the floor.
Welcome to 1HEART Live. I'm Leah Charles-King, and today I've got four fantastic guests for you, which include Mr. Reggae Sauce himself. Can you guess who? Maybe we gave it away. Music artist and boss lady Princess Nyah is on the hot seat, as well as St. Lucian journalist and presenter Delia Dolor. We've also got activist Solomon Smith from the Brixton Soup Kitchen. So take a look at our journey so far. You're tuned into 1HEART Live. I'm Leah Charles-King, and we are a brand new show which bridges the gap between you and the Caribbean. I've got Donna Fraser, I've got Quincy, and I've got Assassin on the sofa. Welcome back to 1HEART Live, 1HEART Live, 1HEART Live. Oh, it's been a good season so far. Now, I think we gave it away a little earlier, but of course we have a living legend on the hot seat today. And so we're asking, who are your living legends of the Caribbean? So, 3, 2, 1, go. Tweet and email until your heart's content. I'll be bigging them up throughout the show and bigging you up, of course. So you can tweet us at 1HEART TV. You can email us as well, connect@onehearttv.com. All right. So chef, musician, restaurateur, businessman, global entrepreneur. Is there anything this man can't do? He's even survived a clash of the dragons. Please welcome Mr. Levi Roots.
Lord of mercy.
Lord of mercy.
Yeah. I wanted you to do some more of that, like, Dragon Slayer, what kind of stuff like that.
You are Dragon Slayer, though, because cool. You have major success, of course, in Dragon's Den.
Yeah, well, I always said that I went in the den just so I can inspire my own self. I never went in there, to have a massive business of what it is now. I felt like there was a sort of niche in the market for someone like me coming from Brixton, a Rasta man who just maybe want to find his way, but I didn't expect all this kind of stuff to happen. No way whatsoever.
So your kids told you to get into it and you thought, let me try a thing.
Yeah, well, actually, they said not to do it.
Oh, did they?
They did, because they had sense, They were saying, Dad, this thing about singing this song and this show about business and enterprise, somehow it just doesn't work at all. But, I think it was about the inspiration. Sometimes when you feel something, no matter what people tells you, and no matter what obstacles you face in the way, you pick yourself up and you keep going. And for some reason, I felt that it was the right thing to do.
Do you know, you have kept on going and you have a fantastic journey. I want to see a bit more of that journey. Take a look at this.
And give me some reggae sauce, hot reggae sauce.
I've been in the den now for 8 series, and there is no entrepreneur that has ever made such a lasting impression than Levi Roots.
I'm Levi Roots, the Dragon Slayer, and today I'll be doing my fabulous jerk chicken and rice and peas. Respect.
Jamaican-born Levi Roots is a celebrity chef and the multi-millionaire owner of Reggae Sauce.
I think this is going to be fantastic for the sauce, so I would accept it gladly. Sauce, just like my...
Congratulations on everything so far.
Well, you didn't show the bit when I was sweating profusely when I thought, to myself. It was a little bit when they said to me that, I think it was Theo Paphitis that looked at me and he says, Levi Roots, what a wonderful name. Is that your real name? And at the time, I promised myself that I wasn't going to go on TV and tell them that my real name was Keith. And that was perhaps the most embarrassing thing of all. So I'm done with the dragon slaying bit. Actually, people, my name is Keith. It's not that cool.
It It is, Keith, but we love you as Levi
you.
Roots, of course. So you did have success with the Dragons because you had, who was the two Dragons who backed you?
It was Peter Jones and
Peter
Richard
Jones,
Farley.
of course, yeah.
Richard, yeah.
So Peter Jones, I hear he's been a great support to you.
Absolutely. I think it epitomizes what it is to be not just a business partner, I think also a mentor as well. And I've always said that the key thing in any business plan is about a mentor. Someone that knows it, who's been there and done it and is willing to point you and help you in the right direction. And that's what he's been. You know, as well as I've made him a lot of money as well. Don't forget that.
Don't forget that, Peter, in your face. Okay, so what makes a great entrepreneur? Because you literally do a bit of everything.
Yeah. People will say that entrepreneurs are not born. I really don't believe that. You know, I think that you are born who you are, but it's that thing about having the mentor, somebody that be able to train you to be the finished product. As you saw when I went into the den, I certainly wasn't the finished product. I got all my numbers wrong, and I did all the sort of wrong things that most people that go through looking for investment does. Getting your numbers wrong, sweating, not being sure of who you are and all that.
Yeah.
I went through that, and that is natural. But I think the key thing is who you find at the end of that journey. And for me, I found fantastic 6'7" tall, my own personal
I know.
pet dragon.
I mean, you are so tall yourself, but just looking at that video there, you know, Peter towers over you.
Absolutely is. But there's no such thing as luck. You know, you've got to be in the right place at the right time. And when you are in the right place, you better be ready. And this is what I call about fixing up yourself before you even get to that right place. So the business plan doesn't start with just about the business.
Yeah.
The business plan starts with you, yourself first, and making sure that you're ready so that when you do face your mentor, that he'll be say that, yes, I'm willing to back you and put my experiences against you.
And if all else fails, get out your guitar and sing your heart out.
Well, that is the USP, and those are the immortal, three letters that, people will always take from Dragons and USP, and up to now I don't think a lot of people know what it stands for.
Unique selling point.
Unique selling point. And really it's just about making your business special. There has to be something special about you. Otherwise these Dragons or any investor who's earned their money the hard way, they're not going to want to invest it in you or your product if something special, something that nobody else has. And for sure nobody wasn't singing about sauces and all the kind of stuff. It was totally new.
It was totally new. So, Reggae Sauce, is it true that it actually started in your kitchen? Your children were helping you in the beginning and you were just selling them to anyone that would have some?
Yeah, literally it was like that. I remember it clearly. I had a bicycle. the sort of music when Pierre, because I've been doing music for a long time. People know the music was the first love, hence the guitar. But for me, in 2004, 2005, for me, nothing really wasn't happening in the music business for me. For reggae music in its entirety, I had a really bad time in those years. And I thought I wanted to do the plan B, because the plan A was always to be a fantastic singer and be on stage and be writing songs and being able to feed my kids that way. But it didn't work out like that. But plan B came. And it's a good thing that my kids at the time were there, even though they say that family is not a good thing in business. But if you have 7 kids like me, use them.
Use them, yes.
Them. And, we did it fantastically as a family. I had a bicycle. The kids would make the sauce and they said, Dad, off you go. Pack it in a brown bag, and I used to ride the bicycle from my house a mile from Brixton Market and down to Brixton Market and sell it. And when I got back home, the kids would actually check the bag and make sure, Dad, you sell everything.
You sold
all of them.
That's wonderful.
Pack it again, off you go. And that's how we did it as a family.
That's great to have that support network from your family. You've also sold the sauces at the carnivals as well. We were talking about Leeds Carnival earlier, Notting
absolutely.
Hill.
I think the carnival is actually when people ask about the journey of myself, of the sauce. Even though it's Jamaican in its entirety, because it is my grandmother's inspiration that brought me to where the sauce is. But I do believe that the Notting Hill Carnival played a huge part in how I managed to dream up this this dream of the restaurant concept, which I wasn't saying this is a restaurant where, you know, a whole heap of white people can come and eat food. I'm saying this is a restaurant about me and my liberty, my way of life, and the Jamaican, it's an heritage and everything.
I would definitely be coming to a restaurant
absolutely. And
near you soon.
Yeah, and absolutely, and that's why people loved it at the carnival. You know, they just found that it was a little bit different than whatever was on offer. So hopefully they'll come to my restaurant that I'll be opening pretty
We will
soon.
all be supported, definitely. Now listen, don't you go anywhere. So we've got so much more to have a chinwag about. Yes, we do. And for you guys, today we're talking living legends, from Sir Trevor McDonald to Nicki Minaj, from Rihanna to even Mr. Levi Roots himself. Here are just a few on our list.
We are defined by what we've seen.
There were loads there on that list that I loved. What about you, Levi?
Lots of, all of them inspired me, you know, literally. I think when you're young, in my days, and you're looking for inspiration, there wasn't that much going on. I think kids nowadays have much more, you know, when they're looking for inspiration. So for me, it was people like cricketers and, you know, people like, it wasn't like the David Beckhams or whoever it is now.
Yeah.
It was the Gary Sobers and the people like that for me when I was a kid growing up. And of course, my grandmother was a big hero to me, because if it wasn't for her, I don't think I'd be here now in my capacity as Dragon Slayer.
So could you give me one living legend?
One living legend. I think Usain Bolt has to be at the top of it as a Jamaican person myself. Because, you know, here is a man who's carried, you know, the hopes and dream of an entire country on his back single-handedly, and has done it year in, year out, and made everyone proud in the country. Not a majority or a minority, the whole country. So for me, he's perhaps in my life the greatest athlete that I've ever seen.
He certainly is, but I would argue that has he been around long enough? So who is your legend of time? Someone who's been out there for quite some time?
Yeah. Oh, there's been quite a few. I think Marcus Garvey, you know, is one that's inspired me. There are many musicians that I could speak of, Bob Marley and everyone else, but I think culturally and then educated me in who I am, so I can be who I am and be the best of me. I would choose Marcus Garvey for that.
He is a very popular choice with nearly everyone who sits on our hot seat. Many people say Marcus Garvey, and seriously, he was one of the first to really lead the way for us as a black Afro-Caribbean community.
Yes, absolutely. And I think he'll always have this sort of mystery around it, because a lot of people talk why, you know, President Obama went to Jamaica recently, and people were sort of campaigning for him to sort of, I don't know, forgive Marcus Garvey, if that's the right word. I don't think that's the right word.
Well, it's not the right word,
Yes.
and I want to talk to you about so many other things, but we've got to go to a break. I'm so sorry to cut you, and we'll see you in a few.